Okay, and then we have pedestrian bridge at our new partner elementary school.
Yes, sir. We have Victor Baxter here from Sherco Rollins, Park Hill Smith, and Cooper. He's going to be going over kind of the design phase of our bridge. You've seen a lot of this before. We also have an action item that follows this to approve this presentation so we can continue moving with our work with the Corps of Engineers. So, Victor?
Good evening, Mr. President and Dr. Brown and board members. Yes, we've presented this before. We've been through the design process and are progressing. Now we've reached the design development stage, so we've refined our design a little bit. Just a reminder of the project site is located adjacent to the new partner elementary school site, just north of the yellow square there, and this is the purpose of this project is to provide access to the attendance zone that on the west side of Big Fossil Creek, and to provide a drop-off area. The school site you see up on the top of the image is separated from that area of town by Big Fossil Creek, which is a pretty wide expanse and about 30 feet deep from the top of the bank down. The drop-off site you can see there toward the lower part of the screen. This is the refined plan. We've just tweaked it a bit, but it's very similar to the last one you saw. In the lower area, the drop-off area begins at the intersection of McCullough and Weaver Street. The cars will come in and drop off kids up at the top of the triangle, and then they will walk across the 480-foot-long bridge across to the elementary school site, and then back. We've designed it so that the drop-off is facilitated very quickly. If you want to park your car, then you do it on the left, and we've got 42 parking spaces there in that area. We've coordinated with the Corps. This is a side view. You've seen this once before. We've coordinated with the Corps of Engineers. The yellow line that's located there is the floodplain elevation approximately, so the bridge will be above the floodplain as it currently is calculated. Although part of our study is a hydraulics and hydrology study that will have to be approved by the Corps of Engineers. And that is in progress. It's been submitted. We're waiting for their reply, patiently waiting for the Corps of Engineers. This is a view just of a similar bridge by one of the manufacturers. These are prefabricated structures that are built off-site and then brought and assembled on-site, but this is very similar to the style that we're hoping to have. You see the sides are enclosed with a mesh for safety, keep the kids inside the bridge, and has a roof. We'll also have provisions for lighting. And the deck will be either concrete or a composite material that will be a long-term, good maintenance item. We're on schedule so far. We're at the design development stage and progressing on forward. We hope to bid toward the end of the year. And have it ready to go to construction in January, pending Corps of Engineers approval. But I just open it up to questions.
Victor, you mentioned earlier to me that this is the biggest bridge in the history of Birdville ISD that we're constructing.
Pedestrian bridge, that's right.
So it's important, yes. Mr. Tolbert.
Yeah, Victor. Will there be accommodations for security cameras on there?
Certainly, you can. We don't have that designed into the system. What we've talked about actually is in working with the district, all of the technology is going to come from the elementary school. And so we will coordinate with the architects on the elementary school. They're just getting started. But they can run electricity out. The lighting controls will come from the school, and possibly power. And you would certainly want security cameras out there, I think, and you'd be able to do that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that the infrastructure was there to
Yes.
run the cable or whatever we need to do. And then just out of curiosity, what kind of design is this bridge? What do you call this kind of design?
The design? It's a bow truss.
A bow truss. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Anything else?
Yes.
Oh, Kelvin.
At the ends, what do you have? What is there to keep kids from crawling on top of this? Is there anything?
Well, at the ends, we've discussed having a gate so that we can secure the inside. But no, anything. I've thought about that, putting a fence or something like that. But I mean, you can climb a fence, so it's kind of hard to come up with it. The top is 12 feet above the deck, so it's a pretty good climb. It'd be difficult. It's not impossible. I mean, you can, somebody can climb out there if they want to. But I knew kids when I was in high school climbing the water tower too. I don't.
Sure. Mr. Davis.
What's the anticipated construction timeline? If you start January,
Well, our goal is to finish it and open it at the same time the school opens.
so 6-7 months.
Probably a little longer than that, just because of fabrication and delivery. I would say 9 to 12 months.
Okay. Next question on the drop-off area.
Yes, sir.
Some type of, sometimes school early in the mornings, it's pretty dark. Will there be some type of indirect street lighting or potentially there?
Yes, sir. We plan lighting in. You can actually see the little dots where we've shown the light poles on the plan.
Okay,
I believe there are 10 or 11 light
Okay,
poles.
I see that. Okay, thank you.
Okay, are we good?
I will say that we are still working with Haltom City on that piece of property where the parking lot is. We have a presentation planned on June 11th with the city, or 10th. I guess our meeting is 11th on the 10th.
Okay. Well, until we have an action item later in the program, we'll move on to something else.